Get into my stuff soon enough. But I'm going to read what Stefan, this isn't mine, this is Stefan Burns. But this is what we're facing. Solar activity, 2 hours, has been a 1.7 x flare, a 1.2 x flare, and now a new 5.1 x flare. All of them launched powerful coronal mass injections towards Earth. G2 to G4 geomagnetic storm conditions are to be expected in less than 24 hours. And that spiked to a G4 or a G5 condition shortly afterwards, late November 12th, early November 13th. We're currently in an S2 radiation storm from the recent 5.1 X flare. And triggered a ground level enhancement through the massive 10x increase in greater than 500 MeV proton flux, which was an ultra rare event. Japan is still at a much higher risk than normal for a magnitude 8 plus Earth megaquake, and the 3I Atlas accelerates in its release of interstellar material and plasma into our planetary environment. Geophysicist Stefan Burns wrote this. I have his link. It was upcoming. He was at the same time I was going on here because I just wanted to get my Tuesday out of the way. I have said repeatedly that the hand of God is about to fall upon humanity's heads. And people are doing all kinds of stupid shit. What people do not realize is that the darkness is here. And so when you have evil, dark thoughts and you plot out evil, dark things, just standing up to fulfill those thoughts and deeds, the darkness sees as intent. And it matters. It matters. Whether you succeed in your dark deeds or whatever, the only way to actually get away from that whole situation is to truly repent. Hey, Elizabeth. And forgiveness is not a given. Jesus forgives. Jesus forgives. That's true. The darkness does not. And in order for Jesus to forgive, we have to seek forgiveness. Seek me and you shall find me. You have to seek first. Doing evil, dark shit, the only way to get away from it is to repent. And right now, we're at the end. Life as we know it is about to seriously fucking change. The sun is fucking us up. Flat out. Flat the fuck out. People better start thinking about what's ahead as far as if you die, and think about your soul, because all the bullshit that we're all involved with isn't going to make any difference. That includes me. Thomas Schoenberger and Geo Farnsworth, they're all saying, oh, well, if someone shows up at my house, I'm going to shoot him. Well, I haven't fucking doxed them, but I have videos of fucking people at my house. Weird ass people. They don't have anything. And why? Because this Darvo thing is exactly what they do. They fucking victimize people and then claim victimization. That's what they do. They don't have anybody showing up at their door, But I sure the fuck do. And why do I have people showing up at my door? Because they have fucking doxed me over and over and over and over. Over and over and over and over. They're all fucking connected. You know this thing about Johnny Dubb? What I find funny, Thomas, is that you guys can't remember his name. Is it Johnny Dubb? Is it Brian Ward? Is it John Ward? The name just changes, but then fuck, what's in a name? You know, what's in a name? Shit. It's all bullshit. And it's all because they're trying to hide their child trafficking bullshit. And the reason why my sheriff helps them is because he and his family and a whole lot of other fucking well-connected people in Harlan are all connected to a meth operation. And they're trying to hide that. All of this evil fucking shit. All of it. And I have lost patience. You guys see me when I'm on here, and I always seem irritated, but usually I'm not irritated, you know? But I do have to say this morning, even though I finished putting up plastic on the windows because it's wintertime, and I have to do whatever I can to conserve electricity, it's been irritating. But I just want people to know that it doesn't make any difference if I am aware of the shit that people are plotting against me or not. The problem for people is the darkness is aware. And you want to know what? I don't know if it's me or if it's all those fucking dead little boys that they sacrificed to cast protection rituals on me as a kid, which they said was being done in my honor. And I was under the age of 10, and they're all adults. So thinking that I'm fucking Rambo at the age of, under the age of 10, and I can handle a bunch of adults is just fanciful thinking. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what it is. But the problem for people is the darkness becomes aware. And it fucks people who fuck with me. That's why I never do anything. I don't have to. I never do. Because the darkness does it for me. That's why I don't deal with it. Those fucking people showing up at my house. Their intent, the darkness is well aware of now. That dude that showed up that had sunglasses on and it was dusk, he wears his sunglasses at night with the hat on his head, and his hand never left his pocket. His left hand never left his pocket of his hoodie that he was wearing, and he stood awfully close so you couldn't see him when he was right at the camera. But of course, the camera caught him walking up the stairs, because the cameras fucking work. I have cameras outside, I have cameras inside, I have cameras hidden. Because I will find the motherfuckers who are coming into my house. I'll catch your asses. I will. Things are shifting and changing, That's how, I will. And when I do it, I won't go to Neil. I'm just going to put the shit all over the internet. I'll just put it all, But I think we're at the end. I think we're at the end. And I have people very focused on me that are bad people with bad intent. And they think they won't be held accountable. They think that they actually can just do whatever the fuck they want. They always fucking do. And I tell them all the time, I wouldn't do it. You won't like the consequences, but they never listen. Thomas never listened. Nobody ever listens. Doug never listened. I've told him for over a decade. Never fucking listens. Doesn't change the fact. Doesn't change the fact at all. And then they always whine like bitches and make themselves out to be the victim. They're going to find themselves victimized by the dark. They will find themselves victimized by the dark. Jesus forgives, but the dark has no interest in forgiveness. It has only interest in accountability. And intent, it just takes one action. To stand up to do evil intent is enough as far as the dark is concerned. It's as far, because you're obviously focused on fucking dark anyway. So standing up is enough. In order for forgiveness, we need humility and to actually seek redemption. Seek. You have to seek forgiveness. It's not an automatic. You're not just going to be forgiven because you're you. That you're so fucking special that everything you did, you're just going to be forgiven. You have to seek it, and you have to legitimately seek it. There are parameters to that behavior. But intent is enough to get you in the dark. And everyone will be equal in the dark. Everyone will suffer. That's what the dark is all about. But with that said, it is funny, Thomas, how bipolar you are. No less than a week ago, you were saying that Johnny Dubb was a turncoat and how you guys were enemies. And then yesterday's emails, the dude's threatening me with violence. Oh, he's lethal. And he's protecting Thomas. Protecting Thomas from fucking what? Nobody even knows where the fuck you are, dude. I've certainly not doxed you. I don't call you. I do have your phone number. And the reason why I didn't block Daniel Dowd for most of those is because if you go look at the fucking titles, you'll see that he called me from blocked numbers. But why block him? Why block any of you? Leave the shit so I can just show it. That's the whole... I haven't changed my MO. I have done this for well over a decade. The fact that you guys think that I'm going to do something different isn't mental illness. The definition of mental illness is doing something over and over and over and expecting a different result each time. It's never happened. And for those of you who are thinking that you want to fuck me or fuck me up, this group has tried over and over and over, repeatedly, and has failed repeatedly. And I mean fucking Washington and Erling and here, you know? No, they don't know me. It's not easy to fuck me. I'm just telling you. Otherwise, I would have already been murdered in jail or lobotomized. That's what Doug always threatens. You know? Thomas was threatening that I was going to go into the jail and it would be Neil Gross's jail. Ooh, I better be afraid of that one. You know? Threatening that fucking Neil Gross was going to allow me to go to jail and get murdered in jail. I bet Neil just loves them. The shit that they do that actually gets Neil Gross involved, I bet he fucking just adores every one of them. Oh, he loves the fact that I connect him with this group. I'm sure. But he is connected to this group. He has done everything he can to protect and support them. And it's a criminal enterprise. No one's showing up at their fucking house. I haven't doxed them. But boy, I have weird-ass motherfuckers showing up at my house all the time now. All the time. And I really do think with that dude, and then that woman that showed up 45, and I know it was the guy in the car. I was asked, what do I think she wanted? And I made everyone laugh because I said, well, I was afraid. By the looks of her, thought she was probably here to eat me. She looks like she's eating lots of stuff. Oh, and by the way, Thomas, I never said that Tara Joyce is raping kids. Where the fuck did you get this? You're all involved in a child trafficking operation. Whether or not you're actually fucking raping kids or not, who knows? You're involved in selling and trafficking fucking kids. That's what I know. I know that Daniel Dowd got busted for doing shit with the kid. I know that most of you have fucking arrest warrants. You have rap sheets. I don't have a rap sheet. The stupid little shit that in my life I've done. Elmwood Park. But I wasn't there to actually have sex with that dude. I was there to smoke pot. He could have gotten me so much worse had he just not tried to set me up so hard. You know? It's actually kind of funny. And I fucked him over in the end because I was disabled and had nothing better to do. So you're goddamn right. I went to the parks searching for that dude. And then I'd watch him stalk people and I'd let them get very close to him. And then in front of him, I would stop those people and tell them, you don't want nothing to do with this dude. He's an undercover cop. That's what I was doing in the parks at one point in time. The thing with the parks in Omaha at the time was that that's where a lot of not so much gay people were going, but closeted straight people. And I spent a lot of time going into the parks and talking to closeted straight dudes and talking them out of having sex in the park. You know, I always pointed out that Douglas County has like an extremely much higher STD rate than anywhere else in the nation. It's like 80% higher than any place else. It's just an incredible amount. And it's only Douglas County in Nebraska. And so people are passing STDs around like fucking candy. And I would tell these guys, do you really want to go take an STD back to your wife? She's going to know when she gets an STD. And you can't say. And if you're going to do anything, at least wear condoms, you know? Me doing that actually saved a dude's, Randy, saved his marriage. When he died, his wife thanked me, and I had never met his wife before. I asked her, why are you thanking me? We haven't even met. I don't even know you. She told me he came at a weird time in his life because he was going to dump his wife. They'd been together like, 28, 29, almost 30 years. He was going to dump her so he could go be gay. And I asked him, how old are you? And I think he told me at the time 58. And I lived in Washington when we were talking, you know? I told him, dude, if you go dump your wife and go into the gay lifestyle, the only thing that awaits you is loneliness and despair. No one is going to want your old ass. No one. He told me, oh my God, but I have to talk to someone about it. I have to talk to someone. And I said, I have the perfect person for you to talk to. He asked me, who? I said, your wife, that you've been together almost 30 years together with. You need to tell her what's in your head. You know, you need to tell her and work through it with her. And it saved their marriage, you know? So they can go fuck off when they talk about that shit in Elmwood Park because they have no fucking clue what I was doing. What I have done consistently my whole fucking life. You can see the fruit of my labor. And you can see theirs. I don't need to send fucking pictures of me holding a gun. Johnny Dubb just Thomas was holding a gun and he was holding a gun. I'm not afraid of you dumbass motherfuckers. I'm not afraid of the people who show up outside, but you'll never know if I'm in the house or not. And you'll never find the shit that I've put out. I will catch whoever is coming into my house. I will. I'm not playing anymore. I'm just not playing anymore. And save your fucking threats. And your shit that no one's coming to your fucking door. No one even knows who you are. You know? They don't even know who you are. And so, certainly not from me. But everyone seems to know who the fuck I am. And it's because you guys have been doxing me all over, let alone hanging up fucking flyers all over town. You know? This child trafficking thing needs to be investigated. These people are involved. The whole family, everything that was connected to Isaac Cappy, who Isaac Cappy was involved with before he ended up dead. That all needs to be investigated because it's the same motherfuckers who are on top of me now. They all need to be investigated. Whether or not they themselves are raping kids, who knows? It needs to be investigated. What I do know is that they are all involved in this criminal enterprise that is trafficking kids, and most of those kids are being raped. So whether or not they're doing it themselves or they're just facilitating it, I don't give a fuck. It all needs to be investigated. That's it. You know? And they'll play whatever fucking games they will. They'll say whatever stupid shit they need to prevent that from happening. And they always have. Of course they're saying, calling me names and all of this shit. Of course they are. When haven't they? Look at every single person who's called them out. They've done the same exact thing to them too. It's nothing new. They do it to everyone. And when I say they've done it to everyone, it's because every fucking one of them has been called out by people at one point or other, and most of them many times. But nobody fucking listens, and if they do listen, they don't give a shit. But heaven does. The shit that's headed our way, and the sun hasn't stopped. This is just now. This is the last 72 hours. So tell yourselves that everything is fine. The sun is going to have no motherfucking effect at all whatsoever on your life. Okay. You know? Okay. I guess. This child trafficking thing. You want to know what? I may not have succeeded, but I've thought about it. I have definitely lived a life worth living. That's what I can say. My life was worth living. It was. No matter what anybody has to say. And if their lives weren't worth living, too bad, so sad for them. But me, my life has been worth living. And I've done what I can to be obedient. But those who do evil shit, you're not going to like the consequences, and you're about ready to face them soon. And it's just, people are going to fuck with me. They're going to fuck with me. They always have. That's why my ex called me a freak magnet, because I attract people with bad intent. I always have. But it's because they bind themselves to the dark. They never succeed in fucking me over, and their lives become a misery as a fucking result. And they never forget me. Ever. And again, I don't know if it's me, that's who I am, or if it's the rituals that they murdered all those little boys over. I have no clue. What difference does it make? Doesn't change anything. Doesn't shift anything. Doesn't change. And the fact that I warn people all the time also doesn't change things, because Gov will tell you. I tell everybody, go ahead. You know, you want to fuck with me, go ahead. You will not like what happens to you in the end. And the longer it takes, the worse it is. That's how it's always worked. Okay, I'm going to pray and then I'm going to get off here because I have shit I have to get done today. But Heaven, we come to you as your children. I have a feeling that we're about to actually face your wrath. Those X-flares are going to fuck us up. Those CMAs were huge.
I can do everything through him who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13.
I just think that your hand is going to be upon us. For those of us that are so inclined, have eyes to see, ears to hear, and hearts to obey, keep us on the path. Surround us with your grace and remind us of what we're here to do. You know, it's not going to be easy. These days, we're in the time of sorrow. You know, great gnashing of teeth. And so we appreciate that you sent your son, our brother, Jesus Christ, to teach us the way and emulate through his light and life to show us what we're supposed to do. For those that still have time, let them seek forgiveness. Let them seek redemption. But also let them realize that it just doesn't happen. We have to seek you in order to find you. And so we say these things, and all glory goes to you and your son, our brother, Jesus Christ. Amen. And that's it for today. See you guys.